G'day mates, how's it going? You're on DirtByte. Welcome back to the farming vlog where we have transitioned from living in the city to being a farmer. As you can see, we're up in our newly seeded rye field. I'm just checking it out. The weeds have grown in here again as suspected. Let's go and check out the sunflower field now. Yeah, pretty much straight up, I think we'll just start with the herbicide spraying as our first job this morning. Also want to look into starting to get some quotes for some of our farmyard upgrades. So mainly a silo. Silo will be my first go-to. Oh wow, look at this. This is growing really well. This is a nice looking crop of sunflowers. Yes, there are weeds in here. So we do need to do this herbicide for both fields. So we'll go over and jump into the tractor and get that started. And then, yeah, we'll start to work out how much money we're going to need to start our yard construction. The silo will be the first and most important thing, I think. So once we get this weeding done, we'll review, we'll get some quotes in, look at the options we've got for a silo construction. We do have some produce here that we need to sell. So there's quite a bit here. And then it looks like there's about another three pallets of each still, on the vines and in there that we need to get picked and then put into the crates. So there's going to be quite a significant income from that. My hope is that with the income from the hothouse there, that we are going to be able to afford to go ahead and actually proceed with the installation of the silo. So we can get that done with the money we've got, then we can look at other productions like I mentioned last time, and we can price them up too. But yeah, the silo has got to be the primo first up one that we've got to look into. All right, so here we go. We'll line it up. Hopefully we're not gonna, the crop is still young enough that we're not gonna damage it. No, we're not, which is good. Let's get it unfolded. It's gonna take a little while to do this because it's not a very wide sprayer for the size of field we've got here. And I anticipate that we're going to go through the herbicide quite quickly. Anyway, we're going to start it up and get underway. It helps if you're in the right gear. There we go. So yeah, it's a good thing that we do have the GPS because it's very difficult to see where we've been for down this little area where there's only the smaller weeds. It'll be more evident when we get up here where there's some bigger weeds poking out through, but also over at the sunflower seed field, obviously the weeds are smaller than what the sunflowers are, so it's really good. What we're going to do is just going to start straight up with a time lapse. We'll get through this as much as we can. We mightn't get all of the spraying done, but if not, that's fine. We will come back to it a little bit later, but I'll see you soon.
Is the only home we know, the only home we know. The bank don't care about the rain that won't come, or the cattle dying slow beneath the sun. They got their numbers and their quarterly sum, but they never buried any day one. Still I'm out here at first light, checking troughs and mending white. The Milky Way burns through the night like some old forgotten fire. Under the Southern Cross we stand, red dust settling in our bones. This hard and ancient land is the only home we've known, the only home we've known. Till the dust takes back what's mine. Out here where the silence
Welcome back. Here we are, just finishing off the last run for this field. Yeah, so we've used a full sprayer and we're already used 70% of another sprayer, or they're about 60-70%, which will be 70 by the time we're done. So yeah, it's used a bit. It's not too bad, I suppose. Like, yes, it seems like it's a bit using like a full sprayer and a half, but realistically it's only 400 litres in the sprayer. It's not too bad, and that ICB that we have got, it's still got some in it, so it's still going strong. So we haven't even used a full ICB since we've had it, so it's not too bad. So just to finish this last run off here, and then what we're going to do is we're going to have a builder over and we're going to have a look at our options for the silo and what they have, what's available, and how much it's going to cost, so we know what we're aiming for. Because yeah, that'll be helpful to know. If it's like 150,000, then we know we're not going to be able to make it this month at least. But if it's more like maybe 60, we might be able to, depending on how much we get from our produce. So I'm just going to pull up here and bring up, the builder's got some CAD drawings, some renderings that we can look at. So we'll bring them up now. So here's some of our options that we have got for silos. So they range from 30,000 or 20,000 there, up to over 100,000, 500,000. So there's a huge range of options. So I think there's some cheaper ones down here. These ones, they only store 30,000 litres. So I'd like to go something intermediate, something like this maybe. Yes, it is 80,000, but it can store 200,000 litres. I think that would fit in well with our area. We could put that somewhere over here, you know, up against a boundary, so it's nice and easy access, but it's out of the way a bit. Obviously we could go, like, if we get into the hundreds of thousands, that's 500,000 there, so yeah, that might be nice. Obviously this one, it's 60,000, it can hold 150,000 litres, but I think there may be extensions that we can add on. So like, obviously here, with, if we went for that 60, we can then add another 75,000 on for $20,000. So that would be more capacity for the same money, realistically. So we could add one on here like that, and then have as many as we need going along towards that field. We could have 10 maybe if we needed, like if we needed that much storage, which I don't think we would do. But I just think that something like this would probably be good to start with. I think that somewhere in this vicinity like this would be good. So what are we looking at? We're looking at 60,000. So we need to make 30,000 from produce. Now, we will be able to do that. I don't know if it'll be this month or not. We do have quite a bit there, but it's getting to that time of the year where you're not getting as much for your produce as what you would in, say, December or January. Because, yeah, it's a lot more common. The growing weather is a lot better. More people are providing it, so, yeah, it's not as scarce. Supply and demand, if you will. What we're going to do is we're going to hook onto the trailer, if I can reverse up to it properly, and then we'll head over. We're going to load up what we've got, because yeah, if we could get that silo in today, then I know that we've got that locked in, and it's not overly expensive. I mean, maybe it would be better to wait for a couple of months. We might have to get one of those really big $120,000, $130,000 ones, which is, yeah, obviously an option that we can consider. But I don't really know exactly what's best. At this stage of our expansion, it's probably better just to go with a smaller one for now. We can always upgrade these things at a later date. We can get bigger ones, or we can do whatever we want as we get more money, but yeah, we'll see. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drive the tractor around. I'm going to push these pallets forward like I need to. We'll start loading up the trailer. So we'll bring you back in a few minutes. So we've got about 5 on now. We've pushed them up with a tractor. I'm kind of hopeful that we're going to have to pick up 4 at a time. Now, I don't know if that is going to be like achievable. So potentially if we had a rear weight. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to quickly check the rear weight on. It may take longer to time we get the rear weight and then get back than just loading them up 2 at a time. But I thought, well, we might as well give it a go, see how it goes. It should be okay once we have the weight on. If I can get back onto it. The turning circles of tractors aren't exactly the best in comparison to what I have been used to driving in a city, say, as a car or whatever. So it takes a little bit to get used to. I think I'm getting the hang of it, and especially when it comes to getting around and even loading up. Like, I know when I first started it was very difficult, but I am getting better, I think, at least anyway. Feels like I am. I don't think it's all an illusion. Now let's see if we can get these this time. Tilt back, lift, easy. We can, yeah, that's fine. It does feel like it's a bit heavy on the front. Rear tires do feel like they're lifting a bit, but it's okay. Just need to make sure we get it on without anything falling off. There we go. Put it down gently, gently. I think that's it. Hopefully, just a little bit more. Here I am saying that I'm getting better at operating a forklift. There we go. Straighten the wheels. Excellent. So yeah, it is doable. So let's get these other 8 loaded on, hopefully with just two trips to the trailer. Excellent. Yeah, so even though this isn't exactly the best time of the year for this sort of produce, I'm pretty confident that we're going to be able to make enough to definitely get a silo today and get the process underway, so there's plenty of time to get it ready for when harvest season comes. There we go, just ease that on. Just sneak out. Perfect. Yep, no, I'm definitely getting the hang of this. It takes a little bit to concentrate, that's all. It's a bit hard to oh, that's a bit of a shame. We've missed one. See if I can sneak up on it. But yeah, it makes it a little bit difficult to go through the narration and focus on this. So I do get a little bit more quiet when we're doing this sort of stuff. Apologize for that, but yeah, no, it just, I'm getting better at it though. Just hopeful I don't drop these while putting them on. Oh, nice, nice, very nice. And then we should just have this last little one to go. Yep. I'm very surprised that it's actually been able to pick it up like that. But if it has, I'm not going to complain. I'll just put this right on the end. Hopefully, well, don't hit the post. I think that my driving and stacking is just ends up being luck. I just think that, yeah, there's a lot of skill involved in it, but for me, I think I'm just lucky. Come on, stay on, stay on. Oh, excellent. That is great. So I'm going to have to just take this weight off because I don't want any sort of issues. I don't reckon that this trailer would connect to this weight, even though I think some trailers can. But I don't want to test it now. It's fine. We'll just drop it off there on our little bit of grass. And then we'll hook on and we'll have to see exactly how many pallets and stuff we have got on here. So 8,000 litres worth of lettuce and 9,000 litres worth of tomatoes. I think we're in for a pretty decent payday here. Just spin around in the shop's parking area. We'll head over to the farmer's market. All right, here we go. 51,600 from products and then 4,200 from the environmental score. So like 56,000. That's just, yeah, craziness to me, insane. But again, if there's a demand for the products, then it must be worth it. I've realized that we haven't actually been in here before on camera. You can see that, you know, this is where our tomatoes go. I think there'd be somewhere for a lettuce. There's a number of different tomato places, obviously, here. Obviously, they haven't got time to put the lettuce out yet. No, so it's only tomatoes. But yeah, we can bring a lot of different produce here. And obviously, it'll sell to the stalls. We'll sell it on to the local townspeople. Oh, hang on. What's this? Is this... Celebrating the Tomato Festival, Sunday the 21st. Prices for the best tomatoes. Announcement of Miss Tomato Tasting. How to Grow Tomatoes Workshop. Well, we might go there, but we already know how to grow tomatoes. As you can see, we're making good money from them. So in that case, considering how much we have made from that produce, it's difficult for me to decide now whether we go with a really good or really big, more expensive silo, or we go with the one that's 60,000, which is going to be more than enough capacity for us to start with. And maybe we can get some sort of shed as well to start putting our equipment in over here. Because it would be nice to have a shed down here on the left-hand side, backing onto that field where we can back some of our good equipment in and keep things out of the weather, especially like our combine and header and stuff like that. Yeah, I'm not sure what I want to do yet. I think what I need to do is I'm gonna hook onto the sprayer. We have the sunflower field to spray. I might go and get that done first, and while I'm doing that, I will have a think about what might be best for our yard and what sort of advancements we want to make now, and if we need to save any money up for other things. But we are making consistent money now, so I'm not too fussed about that. We obviously still have a loan to pay off, so it might be worth paying some of that loan back. Yeah, now there's a few options. So what I'll do is I'm going to top up the herbicide into here. We're going to head over to the sunflowers and start the spraying. We'll do that obviously via a time-lapse, and we'll bring you back in when... Oh, well, we've got to go and get another herbicide first, but we'll bring you back in from the time-lapse once... I'm pretty sure we'll finish that field in one go. So yeah, once we finish that field. So I'll see you soon. Welcome back. Here we are, just finishing off the last little piece of spraying that's required. This is slow. Now we're expanding. This little sprayer was all good for those other fields, but this is taking quite a significant amount of time, and you know, apologize for that during the vlog. I mean, this is farming, it's very repetitive. So I definitely want to be looking at upgrading our weeding efforts. I'm not sure exactly what we'll look at, whether it be a larger sprayer, a weeder, a hoe, something along those lines, but we definitely need to look at some other options for weeding, because yeah, that just takes too long. I think we should be all good though. I'm just going to jump out and check, make sure we're all good for the coverage. Yeah, looks like we have got all the weeds, so yeah, that's good. I'm happy with that. I think we've done a tedious but necessary task today, which is exactly what we needed to do to improve. So now we've got rid of the weeds. Both fields are completely fertilized, so it's effectively just up to them now. It's up to the crops to just grow. We don't have really much field work to do for them until it comes to harvesting in a few months' time. While we were doing that, I have decided upon what I'm going to do for our expansion in the yard. I'll reach out to the builder and I'll get that started, but we'll have to wait till next time to see what that actually will be. So a little bit of a surprise for the next episode. I think that our vlogs will probably be, they'll still be the same consistency, but the timing we rest between each one will be probably a bit more, because if we don't have very much to do, there's not much to record or do on the farm, so there's not much point in doing a vlog. All right, so that's good. All that's done. I've got a plan in mind for the expansion over there. We'll also look at some of the production. So I was speaking to the builder before, and he's given us some options for the oil mill. I think we discussed that in the last episode. So I can bring that up as well in the productions factories tab that he's got here. And I think they're just like very small. Just have to find them. They're just these little, like, quite small factories that we can operate ourselves to just upsell our value add effectively to the products that we're growing. So this is our little oil mill. So if I can turn it around. So yeah, so there's a little oil mill. There's going to be plenty of room on here for this. So I reckon we'll put these possibly, because we'll probably end up having quite a few of these little ones to help value add. So I think if we were able to put them along this side, there's plenty of room on the right hand side for the spawn, for the pellets to spawn. We can drop the stuff off in the front, and then from this we can make canola oil, sunflower oil, rice oil, probably long grain rice, olive and short grain rice, I'm assuming. They'll make, yeah, so that's what I'm assuming. So we can make a good amount of products. From this is 36,000, so we've got to look at thinking about getting that as well before we're ready to harvest. And we also need to get the header for the sunflowers before they're ready to go, and we'll need to hire and rent the equipment for the sugar beet. So we have a lot of outlay, so that's helped me make my decision about what we're going to do with the expansion over there. Like I said, that'll be a little surprise for next time. Other than that, I think we've done really well today. Yes, we've spent most of the day just spraying, but it needed to be done. So if you're interested to see how we go and how we're going to expand over here and how our crops go and how our little bit farm business expands, please do remember to like and subscribe. But for now, remember to keep your boots dirty and your bites clean, and I'll catch you next time on DirtByte.